Google over the past week just took over the AI world completely, and in this video I'm going to break down their newest release of the best video model in the world that can create 4K videos, and they're calling it VEO 2. And in this video, guys, I'm going to break down all the implications it means for entrepreneurs and how it'll make thousands of new millionaires in 2025. Similar to my last video about Google Flash 2.0, I can't believe VEO 2 is here, and honestly this kind of feels like another Christmas present. So first off, guys, we're going to break down what VEO 2 is. It's the world's best video model because it can produce video quality all the way up to 4K. It can also produce videos longer than 60 seconds, and there's a couple of features that I want to talk about. But more importantly, guys, the reason why Google is so freaking powerful right now is that the combination of VEO plus Flash is going to absolutely change the world of workflows, and we're going to talk about that in today's video and how agentic workflows is going to absolutely change businesses. And after that, guys, we're going to talk about the VEO 2 API. Because what I love to talk about on this channel is not necessarily where the AI world is right now, but where the puck is going, because all of the biggest AI businesses that were built in 2024 were people that were able to see where the puck is going and build applications that were for the future. And AI video in 2025 is that next wave that is going to absolutely disrupt the entire world. And so if you're able to understand how automations work, how AI programs work, how different applications communicate with each other, then you're going to be able to use this VEO 2 API to build some insane applications. And I'm going to explain a couple of in-depth examples that I'm going to be using VEO 2 for to actually improve my current companies. And so I currently have a video production company called Clonify and a stock investment company called Stock Talk. And for Clonify, VEO 2 is going to literally change the game. It's going to help that project make even more revenue in 2025. In terms of use cases, guys, we have to understand that video is taking everything to a completely new level. Right now, the current best use cases of AI are like real-time voice and real-time text. But now that we have real-time video, guys, we can create content, we can enhance our current automations, we can create brand new softwares, and more importantly for the content creators, we can actually speed up the production process because now we can create videos out of thin air instead of having to source them from YouTube or any other third-party service that provides videos. We can literally create B-roll out of thin air. So guys, we have the early mover advantage opportunity going into 2025, and I genuinely urge you guys to consider joining the No Code Academy, because in 2025 my goal is to literally help 1,000 people generate over 6 figures in income building their own AI companies, and in my opinion VEO 2 is one of the ways that is going to help you get there. So guys, smash that like button, subscribe, and let's get into this video. So first off, let's just compare Sora versus VEO 2. So here on Twitter, this guy named Ruben has access to both models, and he actually just prompted the video models in the exact same way, and we can see some absolutely insane differences between the models. In this example of a dog running, we can see that the Google VEO 2 model has very consistent frames, whereas the dog in Sora is jumping really awkwardly, kind of like a sheep, but also it's kind of morphing. Same with this driving video. Google VEO 2 looks like it's driving on a consistent road, where Sora's just spinning in circles. Now, honestly, the pancakes here, they both look pretty good, but even the flamingos here, guys, on the left-hand side, it looks really, really good compared to Sora, and even that little wiener dog as well. So there is a definite gap in the actual video production quality from VEO 2. But let's get more in depth because there's so many more features that we can talk about, right? And the first thing that I want you guys to understand is that in our last video, we explained how Flash 2.0, which is Google's newest multimodal model, has also changed the world because that model can understand video in any form. Whether that's on my phone, whether it's the video screen that I'm displaying, whether it's the video that someone else has sent to me, it can understand all forms of video. And so combining an AI model that can understand video with an AI that can create video can become an infinite loop. And in the future, we're gonna have content creator agents. And so this is where I think I provide value to you guys in a very big way, because I'm thinking about the future of where this is going. And so we're going to start thinking about how we can start creating AI content creator agents that will post automatically on their own behalf and have their own personalities. But let's talk about the features that we have access to right now. So I really encourage you guys to sign up to try VideoFX on Google because first of all, it seems like everything on Google is free and everything on OpenAI you have to pay for. So that's the first really big thing. But let's just break down all the features, right? So VEO currently can generate videos up to 1080p, but I've seen insider information that says they could do up to 4K. It has an unprecedented level of creative control and a lot of cool things that I want to talk about. But the main thing I want to talk about out of the creative control, guys, is the controls for filmmaking, because we can now send in a multi-prompt story to this AI model to create a seamless video. And so there's an example that I'm going to explain today when it comes to making YouTube automation, for example, that this will change the game for. And then just like all the other Premiere video models, there's image to video like we were expecting. So there's a lot of stuff that we can do with our own trained LoRa's, so we can turn our own clones into videos, and that's, you know, a given. But what's also really cool, guys, like I said, is we can go 0 to 60 seconds and beyond 60 seconds. And so with this multi-prompt feature that they have, I can't even begin to scratch the surface of what's going to be possible when they give us API access, which is what we're going to talk about later on in this video. So now that we know the VEO features, let's talk about the Google VEO 2 API. And I want to give you guys one specific use case first, and then just rapid fire all the different ways that the Google VEO 2 will be can be implemented into your AI automations, your AI agency, or your AI software companies. And so in this one specific example, I'm gonna talk about a YouTube automation channel that I'm gonna be hiring someone to build for me. And so this channel here, guys, called Goated Business Stories, is going to be one of the YouTube automation channels that I'm going to train one of the people in my community to use. And what they're going to do is they're going to use my company Clonify to create videos of different business stories. All right, guys, so here I am in Clonify, and these are all the different avatars that I've cloned. And in this example, I'm making a video of Donald Trump. And so the video that I made here was just a parody of Trump talking about how beautiful maple syrup is and how, you know, how it's created and how they have the best maple syrup. And we put it in his own tone. So just take a quick listen.
The Canadians, they try to say they have the best maple syrup, but let me tell you, we have amazing syrup makers right here, the best people, and they're tapping these trees like you wouldn't believe.
And so that's really good. It literally sounds exactly like Trump. It has his cadence. And so we can download this video and upload it to YouTube, for example, but it's not ready. It doesn't have enough stuff for this video to go viral, because the attention span of a lot of viewers is very low these days, very short. And so we need to add more videos on top of this video when we're in our editing. And previously that would have had to take a lot of time. So in this example, he's talking about maple syrup. And so if I wanted to get videos of maple syrup being produced, I would have had to go to YouTube and download a YouTube video of maple syrup being produced. And then after downloading it, I would have had to add it to my editor and sync it up with when Donald Trump's talking about it. And then I have to export that video, blah, blah, blah. And so that would have taken me a very long time, or I would have had to hire someone to do it. But now when we have access to this API, guys, we're going to be able to grab this script and send it down a different automation. So this automation just created the video on Clonify. And so you can imagine on Clonify, there's going to be a new automation that gets triggered that creates the B-roll video. And so instead of this end video just being Donald Trump talking, it's going to be Donald Trump talking with the B-roll of the thing that he's talking about, so that you have an actually completed video ready to be uploaded. And so that's going to save the creator hours of time to create high quality videos, but it's also something that we literally have not been able to do before, which is making videos out of thin air. It's a complete competitive advantage across the board. And so this is why you need to be aware of what's coming, because the moment that the Google VEO 2 API becomes accessible, we get the early mover advantage, meaning we get to be the first companies that turn that software that I just explained to you and sell it to the entire world. And that's how the $100 million companies were built in 2024. They saw that, real-time voice was coming, for example, and then they used real-time voice to make like a phone calling agent. And an example of that is like Vappy. Vappy is not a huge company. There's not that many employees, but they saw what was happening and they got ahead of the curve. And that's exactly what's happening here, but now with AI video, which is even more powerful. And so some other rapid fire use cases could be like a story. So imagine like a kid's storybook, right? We can now create the entire story using a large language model like Google's Notebook LM. We can create the characters using the VEO video model, and then we can actually put it all together using these automations. So the ability for us to create high quality production videos in any format is completely possible. It can be a podcast, but it could also be a freaking movie. And so this is literally the most exciting time for people that are creatives. And I just want to explain all the different use cases that there are. And similar to like the business stories YouTube channel that I'm trying to build, we can then build another YouTube channel that's like sports stories. And so we can then grab like Kobe Bryant's voice and video and have him talk about crazy stories of his basketball career. And then we can have like Babe Ruth talk about crazy baseball stories of his career. And then we can start building out a YouTube automation channel based off of these crazy stories that is all generated with AI. So to wrap things up, guys, I'm extremely excited and I hope you are too. Like I said in our last video, it felt like there was Christmas that came early, but now it's almost like Google's just taken over the entire game and they're here to just assert their dominance, and OpenAI should be absolutely terrified.